New to this, sorry if I mess up, but today I'm going to be doing a review of this. This is the Sony NEX-5R, which is kind of the middle range to Sony's NEX camera lineup, which is an interchangeable lens camera. I got it with the 16 to 50mm lens and the 55 to 210mm lens, which in this country retails for about £700, and yeah, it's a great camera. So let's get into the review. So one of the features I really like about this camera is the tri-navy kind of experience, but you only get one on the NEX5, which they kind of stole from the NEX7 anyway. But it's a really nice kind of feature to have on it, because as you can see, you can select your, like, if you put it in aperture priority, this will change the aperture and shutter speed and shutter speed priority. And in manual exposure, you can also use this to change the exposure as well. So that's a really good feature that I like. One of the things that they did bump down in this lineup was the touchscreen, which used to be a capacitive touchscreen, but now is a resistive touchscreen. I don't know why they did that. Kind of taking a step back. All the other reviews I've seen on YouTube say that they don't like it and stuff, but I think it's alright. I mean, if I do to touch the shutter, I just got to tap it a couple of times and then it kind of does its thing. Yeah. You can also go to the menu here. It's not too bad with the big buttons, as you can see, so you can select all your camera settings here, which I'm just about to show you now. So here we have an option for face registration, and as you go up you can see drive mode. You can do the continuous shooting, which is you keep on holding it down till you want it to stop taking shots. So if I just take the lens cap off here, I'll demonstrate this for you. So you're like that, go, so it takes pictures like that. Then you also have the really speedy, which is 10 frames per second on this camera, which I think is great value for money. So if you listen to this, it takes pictures like that, which is great, which is 10 frames per second, which is great for this level camera. Sony says it's an intermediate level on this camera, but I believe it's round about beginner. Flash mode, which the flash comes with it, which is comes in this little neat little box here, which if I just zoom out I'll show you. Comes in this neat little box and you just get it out just like so. It's a neat little flash, and you just attach it to the camera like this, and you have to screw it in, I believe, and that's what it looks like on the camera. So if you turn the camera around, that's what it looks like on the camera, which is very nice. Now, as you can just take that off for a minute, because I want to go back to the settings for you. So you put that away in your nice little case that Sony gives you for the flash. So let's go back to the settings real quick. So if we go back to the settings that I can show you, you can do flash mode, which is like really speedy flash on this. You can do the autofocus and manual focus. So if you go to manual focus, let me just show you. Say you wanted to zoom in on the MacBook Pro logo for just excuse sake, you can like mess around with the zoom on the power zoom lens, which is you normally use for zooming in, and just focus. Once you think you focused, just tap and it goes. Oops, I left it in speedy shot there, but anyway, carrying on. If you go to camera, you can see the autofocus area, which is not available in this mode that I'm in at the moment, which is intelligent auto superior or something like that. You can have face detection on. You can also have face registration, which is, I believe, when you register faces with the camera, so it knows when to shoot. This is, you can also have smile, shutter, auto port, as you can see there. Soft skin effect, shooting tip list, which you could turn basic portrait and all that. It gives you tips on when you're about to shoot. It's like how to get the perfect picture. Changes the information displayed on the LCD monitor. I've clicked on display all info, so you know exactly what's going on. You can have the display button monitor, which sets type of information displayed on the LCD screen when the shutter is half pressed like that. So if we go back here, you can see all around the screen you have all of these kind of notifications that tell you what exactly is going on with the camera. So if I take you now really quickly to the shoot mode, you can see that we have intelligent auto or superior auto, which basically a bit more advanced than intelligent auto, so you can get really good pictures with that. It reduced noise, which I found was really worked actually, which is great. You can do a scene selection, so in here it lets you just kind of select scenes, which is macro. You can do sports action, or you can do sunset. There's also a night portrait, night scene, handheld twilight, which is really good for low light. Anti-motion blur, which basically, if I demonstrate this for you, if you go to when you hold something, you take the picture like that, and it takes multiple shots, and it gets all the different information from all different shots, and kind of makes it a really good picture without any noise or anything in it, which I thought was really clever and really nice idea by Sony. This is a portrait, which sharpens the subject obviously, and the landscape allows everything in the entire range of scenery to be sharp. And yeah, back to macro. So if we go back again, I'll show you. You have sweep panorama, which basically just hold the shot down and turn the camera around slowly, which I'm not going to demonstrate because it's on my desk at the moment. Then we also have manual exposure, which you can use this too, and you have we have shutter priority, aperture priority, and program auto, which lets you automatically sets aperture and shutter speed, basically what it does. Now if we go back, no, it does let you now, so you can either do a 16 megapixel, 0.4 megapixels, or 4 megapixels. I have it set to the highest to get the best quality. Have aspect ratio, which you can do 3:2 or 16:9, which is great. You can have quality fine. You can even shoot raw in this camera as well, so that's good, and just standard. You have panorama, image size, panorama direction. Now this is great. I find the movie format's great. So if you was filming for YouTube, you would film MP4, which is great, or you can use the higher quality AVC HD format. Okay, and it always gives you that warning. Now this is you can select what you shoot in basically. So you can get 50 frames per second, which is great, I suppose, if you wanted to have like a camcorder feel. Or you can choose the 25 frames per second, which makes it feel more like a professional video, in my opinion. So we go back to here real quickly, and that's basically it for that settings. Now you can also change the exposure compensation and all of this stuff in the white balance. Just take you through it really quickly here. So you have the exposure, you have the ISO, you have the white balance, metering mode, you have flash comp, you have DRO auto HDR, and actually that's quite a nice feature. I didn't know that was on here. Picture effect, which basically allows you to choose. Let me just demonstrate this. So you can have like a toy normal camera. You have pop color. You have posterization, retro photo, soft height, and now you can select different colors to be displayed. So say if I just got something red, like a belt with a bit of red on it, and put it over here, and it'll just take a picture of the red. Now, so as you can see, I just demonstrate that feature again. You can also choose colours like green, blue, and all of that. Playback, you can just delete pictures and stuff. You can do still movies and all that kind of stuff. Send to computer, which is a really good thing through Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a really good capability of this camera. I'll come back to that in a minute. Application, I have not actually clicked in this yet. So I believe you can sign up to Play Memories and download multiple apps for the camera. I'll bring back a review on that in the future, seeing as I've only had this camera for a day or so. So this is just a quick overview of the camera, just to say the features basically. Now in the setup you have lots of features in the setup, as you can see. So you have autofocus illuminator, face detection, red eye, finder, live view display, all of the standard stuff really, and you can just really customize this camera to your liking really, and you can just do all of this. Obviously it's got a mini HDMI port, which I'll get to all in a minute. You can format the card in here, which I found really useful when I was messing about with it and didn't need anything on it yesterday. So yeah, now I'm going to take you around to the features of the camera. Here we have the HDMI and USB charging port, which obviously you'll need this one to charge the camera and this one to output to a HD TV, which is really helpful when you want to play movies back. Okay, so we have the battery pack down here. Your battery goes in here, which is a 1080 milliamp hour battery, I believe, and it's great. It takes lots of pictures. It's lasted me. It's still on 55%, and it's lasted me from yesterday. I've got a 16 gigabyte 94 megabytes per second card in there, because to shoot at 10 frames per second you need a speedy card. You have the tripod mount at the bottom, and then you also have the navi wheel here. You have a button and a button. I like the grip on this camera. The grip is really well done. So I'll just demonstrate for you the power zoom lens here for you now. So if I just put this back into autofocus, you can obviously use this wheel to zoom in and out, which I found was a really nice feature. Again, I'll show you here. You can go in and out, which is nice. A really nice feature that is. I like the power zoom. Okay, let me just put the lens cap on that for you. Okay, so that's a really great lens now. I'm just going to see how easy it is to take the lens off and just put that one aside. This is now what I'm going to demonstrate is the 55mm to 10mm lens. So if I just put that on like that, you can see it's a fantastic looking lens, this one. And as you can see, it is the zoom lens, because pops out like that, which is great. And when you get this kit, you also happen to get the bayonet cap. I think that's what you call them, which basically just takes glare off the. Say if the sun was shining, it takes that glare off the camera, which is very nice feature that's Sony to give you, really. And one other thing that I'd just like to show you about this camera is you do have to charge the battery on board the camera. But that's not a problem for me. I found it charged relatively quickly to full. For about 5 hours of usage, you have to charge it for about 4.5 hours when I first got it, I believe. So if you want to really recharge this camera really quickly, I suppose that's not a very good feature for you. So I'd think about getting another battery maybe for the camera, because obviously if you want to be on the go shooting all the time, then that's going to be a problem for you. So I'd also just like to demonstrate this lovely screen that Sony give us. So it allows you to do 180 degrees personal portraits, which is great. And it's also great for filming movies as well, because you can just turn the camera on, and this is great because I'm going to be using this to film my videos from now on. So you can just record that, which is like this. Just press record like that, and as you can see, if I take the lens cap off, you will be able to see what is in front of it sometimes. That's because the aperture is really widely set, but I'm sure we won't worry about that at the moment. So yeah, there's great movie features as well. This also allows you to, say you're in a crowd situation, you could also just grab the camera like that, undo this and make it go and tilt down like that. So now you can hold your camera up in the crowd and take overhead pictures of people that are taller than you. I know that's going to be a feature for a lot of short people, I say. So Sony really thought well about that. I like the dedicated movie button here. I think it's really easy to press when you want to. I love the function button, which happens to be here on this camera. I think that's a really great feature, and you can kind of customize that to what you want it to be. I like where the off and on switch is. And I really wish Sony would get rid of this proprietary hot shoe connector, but for now that's not a really big problem to me. You can get a microphone, you can get a flash, so that's pretty much all I'm going to need. There's also an option for an electronic viewfinder if you think you may use that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave you with a couple of sample videos from the camera and kind of sample pictures that I've happened to have taken over the weekend. I hope you enjoy. In a couple of weeks I'll be bringing back the review of this camera once I've had more usage of it, and I'll give you a full in-depth review of the camera. So thanks for watching, and see you later. So if you want to really recharge this camera really quickly, I suppose that's not a very good feature for you. So I'd think about getting another battery maybe for the camera, because obviously if you want to be on the go shooting all the time, then that's going to be a problem for you. So I'd also just like to demonstrate this lovely screen that Sony give us. So it allows you to do 180 degrees personal portraits, which is great. And it's also great for filming movies as well, because you can just turn the camera on, and this is great because I'm going to be using this to film my videos from now on. So you can just record that, which is like this. Just press record like that, and as you can see, if I take the lens cap off, you will be able to see what is in front of it sometimes. That's because the aperture is really widely set, but I'm sure we won't worry about that at the moment. So yeah, there's great movie features as well. This also allows you to, say you're in a crowd situation, you could also just grab the camera like that, undo this and make it go and tilt down like that. So now you can hold your camera up in the crowd and take overhead pictures of people that are taller than you. I know that's going to be a feature for a lot of short people, I say. So Sony really thought well about that. I like the dedicated movie button here. I think it's really easy to press when you want to. I love the function button, which happens to be here on this camera. I think that's a really great feature, and you can kind of customize that to what you want it to be. I like where the off and on switch is, and I really wish Sony would get rid of this proprietary hot shoe connector, but for now that's not a really big problem to me. You can get a microphone, you can get a flash, so that's pretty much all I'm going to need. There's also an option for an electronic viewfinder if you think you may use that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave you with a couple of sample videos from the camera and kind of sample pictures that I've happened to have taken over the weekend. I hope you enjoy. In a couple of weeks I'll be bringing back the review of this camera once I've had more usage of it, and I'll give you a full in-depth review of the camera. So thanks for watching, and see you later. Also guys, my next video will be a review on this. It's the Nikon Coolpix L810, which is kind of an entry-level point-and-shoot with a super zoom, which I think is an amazing camera overall. I'm sure loads of people would agree with me. Great value for money. I think you can pick it up for about £120 now, which is great, and I'm going to be doing a review on that next. Obviously got a nice screen, nice lens, but so and so. Anyway, here's some test footage of the Sony.